Hello, second graders. All right. So it's kind of a challenge to get my face, get this up on the board, and take a video at the same time using one computer. So I do have a second computer in here, but to get this image on here is a bit of a challenge, at least so you can see it. So I apologize for you can't see it as well. However, you do have your sheet in front of you, right? You got this guy, you have this sheet, and we're on page 239. Okay, you have this sheet in front of you. You can work with me on this sheet. I'll do what I can to demonstrate on the board. Okay, the lighting is funny in here, but it's the only way I can get this to show up on the screen and you actually be able to see it. So, all right, so we're going to start. We have this vertical. Is it vertical? You're supposed to correct me. We have this horizontal bar graph in front of us, animals at the wildlife park, right? Use the bar graph to solve the problems. Okay, so let's back up. So we have lions. How many lions are at the wildlife park? If we look, you can look at your sheet, right? How many bears? How many tigers? How many monkeys? Okay, you know how to read the graph. You can figure it out. All right, so question number 1 says 4 of the monkeys are adults and the rest are babies. How many of the monkeys are babies? Okay, wait a minute. How many monkeys are at the park? We know, if I do Math Mountain here, we know there are 6 monkeys at the park. How many are babies? Or how many are adults? It told us what goes right here. Your answer for right here goes right here. And I want to make the label babies. Label maker baby. All right. You guys have seen this kind of stuff before. Number 2, how many fewer bears are there than monkeys? You're going to have to look at the chart. You can figure this one out. Okay, these two are fairly simple, straightforward. Need my sprayer. Okay, we'll spray that off. So I hope you worked on the next one. The third one. It said this technology is a little funky in here. This is the tricky one, and you got to think about this, so I hope you're paying attention. Okay, I'm going to move this down so you can kind of see it. The question asks, there are 2 fewer lions than elephants. How many elephants are there? Now when we come back here, oops. And you look at that, look at our graph, there are no elephants on here. What? There are no elephants on there. So this says, can we see that? Yes. There are 2 fewer lions than elephants. How many elephants are there? So you need to look, if there's 2 fewer lions than elephants, when we scroll down, we know we have 5 lions. If there's 2 fewer lions, how many elephants are there? That means there's more elephants. So you need to use your thinker right here. What are we going to put in there? 2 fewer lions than elephants. 2 fewer lions than elephants. That means there's more elephants. So the number right here is going to be what we're looking for in our Math Mountain. 2 fewer lions than elephants. I'm not going to tell you what to put in there. You got to figure that out. The biggest number, though, is going to be the elephants. So you should be able to figure out with what I read to you or what you read, what goes here and here, and then what goes here. All right? And your label is going to be elephants. Okay? Again, I'm not going to give you all the answers. You got to kind of figure those out. And if I go too fast, just pause me, or you can rewind. If you press the back arrow button, it'll move you back usually like 5 seconds. All right. Hopefully I'll get the right page to come up here. Jenny's Bead Collection. Second graders. Listen up, eyes on me, please pay attention to this. These math problems right here are designed to be given to second graders at about towards the end or middle of the third quarter. This is the hardest, the most challenging math we will do in second grade. It is not fair that I am doing this on a video and we can't interact and you to try and do this math. So what I would like you to do on page 240, please cross out this page, okay? I am going to hold on to this. If we do make it back here before the end of the year, we're going to focus on some of this stuff, all right? And you're going to groan when I tell you about it, but it's not fair for me to try and teach this with the video and you not be able to ask me questions. So skip this page. I tried to catch it before the packets went out and they were already gone. Please skip that page. And I'll have a note in my instructions to skip that page. Next, Puzzle Penguin. This is page 241. 241. If you can see that, Puzzle Penguin, 241. The question, so we have another vertical, again, horizontal bar graph. We have nuts, children's favorite snacks. Nuts, 5. Grapes, 4. Apples, 8. And pretzels, 3. I don't know what our favorite snacks here and here are. I think we really like pretzels. I think we really like fruit snacks. Some of us like the applesauce. Okay. Is Puzzle Penguin ever right? No. Okay, the question is, how many more children choose fruit than nuts? When you look up here, you don't see the word fruit. You have nuts. Okay, so we know we're going to deal with the nuts. And there's 5 nuts. We know there are 5 nuts. Okay? This is not writing very well in here. We know there are 5 nuts. I'm walking you through this. 5 nuts. Okay? But then it says, how many more children choose fruit than nuts? I don't see the word fruit up here. But we're in second grade. We know what fruit is, right? Is an orange a fruit? Is an apple a fruit? Are grapes fruit? Is an onion a fruit? No. So we have to figure out which things on this chart over here are actually fruit. Oh, grapes. Grapes are fruit. Apples are fruit. Pretzels are pretzels fruit. Try and tell your mom or your dad that pretzels are fruit. Okay? Pretzels are not fruit. Okay. How many grapes and apples do we have? So how much fruit do we have? We have grapes, we have apples. All together we have 8 plus 4, right? 8 kids chose apples. 4 children chose grapes, so 8 plus 4 is 12. So we have 12 fruit items. Okay? You don't really have to explain to me what he did wrong, because you know he's always wrong, but give me the answer. The question is, how many more children chose fruit than nuts? You might have to ask mom and dad for help on this one. Okay, it's a bit challenging, but not too terrible. Okay, I'm gonna erase. If you're not ready, maybe you can just hit pause. Here we go. And on to our last page. This is a pretty big math assignment. Last page. This is kind of a fun one. I think this is fun. So we've been doing horizontal bar graphs and vertical bar graphs, all right? And first we're going to make a little table. Here are some shapes. The word is shapes for you to graph. Shapes. So what would be the title of our graphs, of our table and our graph? I would just say shapes. And shapes. All right. So look at our different shapes. We have some circles. We have blue circles and white circles. We have red stars, blue stars, white stars. And then we have triangles. We have red triangles, white triangles. Well, right here, if we put shapes and number, we only have 3 shapes to choose from that we can graph. So I think what we could do is do stars, circles, and triangles. What do you think? Stars, circles, and triangles. So we have our shapes, stars, circles, and triangles. Okay, barely got to fit it in there. If you don't want to write it out, you could just go like this: stars, circle, triangle. You could do that, however you want to do it. But you probably already wrote as I wrote. So let's count how many stars we have. 1. Should I write it in there? I think you should write it in there, so you need to count them. How many circles do we have? You better write the number of circles we have right here, and how many triangles do we have? Let's count them. No matter what color they are, count them all and write them right there. So first you build your table, and then we're going to graph it. This is, as you notice, is going to be not a horizontal bar graph, but a vertical bar graph. Let me move this down a touch. Okay, so we have shapes. Notice we have 3 spots right here. Let me angle that down. Notice we have 3 spots right here. And a whole bunch here. So this must be the numbers. So we'll start with a 0 at the bottom. And 1, where this little line is. Okay. 2 is where that little line is. Okay. 3. Okay, and then you're going to have to number them all up. And then put your shapes down here, right? I'm not going to write them all. Stars. Okay. Then you need to do circles and triangles. You need to write that down there. Then you need to graph it on your vertical bar graph, all right? However many stars there are, you need to go up that high. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how many there are. I didn't graph it. You need to count it. Okay? This is fun. I love this. You need to use your thinker a little bit on this one and graph that, get that graph done. If you struggle with that, talk to mom and dad. They can help you with this one. So, all right, that's it for math today. After you get your math done, let's wash hands, use the bathroom, wash hands, and then maybe you can have some lunch, go outside, do some chores around the house for mom and dad. I miss you guys. I miss you guys all so much, and I hope you're doing well. And we'll do our read aloud next.